This is Steve Ridgel, and I thought today I'd tell you something you can start doing immediately that will help people find Jesus, will help people get maybe come to the kingdom. And that's the power of the invitation. Start inviting people. Now, you can invite people to all sorts of things as a Christian. We're big believers in inviting people to church. Just invite them to come experience worship with us. Now, we're convicted that God shows up in worship. So every time a non believer comes to worship, we think there's a chance they just may be convicted about Jesus right then and there because Jesus is always there. God is always there. Amazing things happen. There's a lot of teaching we do just by people showing up at the assembly. That happens because somebody invited them to church. There are lots of ways to invite people to church. Just tell them, hey, you meet your neighbors and say, hey, I go over here to, in our case, Hillcrest Church of Christ over here, and we'd love to have you visit sometime with us. Get to talking about, hey, how's life and what are you doing? You say, I'm on my way to church. And you say, if you'd ever like to go sometime, just make the invitation to come worship. Now, be prepared when you invite somebody to worship. A couple of things we never do. We never apologize. We don't say, hey, you want to come to church? Now, by the way, we're not very big. Or, now, by the way, we're real big and don't let that scare you. Or, by the way, we have some quirky things. Because every church is big or little or quirky or out of the way. We just say, hey, you want to come to church with us? You want to come worship with us? You want to come? There's a lot of power in that. Now, when we do invite people to worship and they come, we're prepared to answer all their questions. In fact, we try to coach our people to say, if somebody visits with you, your next question is, so you have any questions? Now, they may be odd questions. There may be things like, yeah, don't you have any air conditioning? It seemed kind of hot. Or, yeah, does your parking lot always look like that? Or it may be, I didn't really get all the singing. Or, I didn't like your, okay, it doesn't matter what they say. We just always, and then we answer them. And we're not defensive about it. We are who we are. If they say, wait, now your church, I think I heard, so do y'all not believe about, or do you really believe? We just train our people to say, yeah, that's who we are. And here's why. Out of scripture, here's why we believe what we believe. Or sometimes we just say, yeah, that's just how we do things. So we always ask, but the question we're really hoping to answer is this one. So what was that deal with the little cups and the little cracker and what looked like grape juice? What is all that? Glad you asked. We'd love to tell you about why we meet together to celebrate the death and look forward to the coming of Jesus. We're happy to explain those kind of things. Yeah, what was that baptism? I know I've been now 3 or 4 times, and every time you're baptizing somebody, announcing a baptism, and talking about somebody that was showing a video of somebody that was baptized this week. So why are y'all such a big deal about baptism? What is all of that? Or whatever it is, we invite, and we just answer them honestly. Now, you can also invite people to other things. If you have any church events, like we do a grief seminar for people that have lost loved ones. We do it around the holidays every year. Several of us get involved in that and just kind of help people walk through their grief. We invite people we have trunk or treat at Halloween where we set up cars and it's a safe place for kids to come do their trick or treat. Well, we call it trunk or treat. We have breakfast with Santa. We have guest speakers sometimes that come in and talk about things that would matter to a lot of different people. And we invite people to all of those. Or you can invite people for a meal. Hey, you want to come over and have supper? And when you're there, you just talk to them, ask them about their Jesus journey, invite them to share their life a little bit. And we invite people to talk about Jesus. We really coach our people to say, hey, would you like to sit down sometime and talk about Jesus stories? Would you like to hear about why we do this? Would you like to? And invite people to open the Bible or to open their heart a little bit and let us share our testimonies. So the power of the invitation will get a lot of people started on the road to Jesus. So this week, invite somebody to church, invite somebody for a meal, invite somebody for a conversation. Who knows what God will do with it.